Okay, I'm going to do a short review on the RP1000 by Digitech. I got this about 4 months ago, and I've been using it, and I'm pretty happy with it. I mainly bought it for live use. I just want to use the effects. I want to use my amp. I don't want the modeling. I mean, the modeling is good on it, though. I will give it that. The modeling isn't bad, but I mainly wanted it for the effects. And if you look over here, you'll see right on it. Want effects only. It also has a phrase looper. I'll get to that in a second. But it works great. As far as the turn it on here. As far as the effects only, it works awesome. I mean, I got rid of the I had a Furman pedal board, all the pedals, the whole bit, and this is much smaller, less real estate. There's some cons to it, which I'll get to, and give you an idea of how big it is. It's not too big, not big at all. Maybe size of two of these white things there. Also, I needed an audio interface because M Audio doesn't support Windows 7, so I needed that. So I figured maybe I killed two birds with one stone here, and it's worked out great. And it's exactly what I wanted. The reason why I bought it. It does what it does. Works great with Windows 7. Recording direct. I can tell you that already. You can check out my videos. Okay, I don't know what happened there. My camera decided to crap out on me. Okay, yeah, direct recording. You can check out some of my videos and you can hear what it sounds like. I'm not exactly sure of the settings that I use for the song. It depended on the song, but I mainly I use like basically a Legacy Carvin amp. There's a boogie setting on there. There's a blackface Fender. So you could probably tell just by listening to the tone which ones I was using. Also, which is really cool with this unit, is it comes with a program called Xedit, and works great. Windows 7, no problem. It's a software-based program where you can you know, get into the RP1000 without having to play with all the knobs. You can do it right on your computer, and you can do it live in time. You can hook this up to my Mark V and set it to amp bypass and cab bypass and go into the effects, and I can do it live right from my computer with my guitar, and works great. Also on the RP1000, I'm just going to go over the stuff that I use it for and the reason why I got it. I'm not going to get into every detail on this. You have on the board here, you have a pedal board mode, and above that you have the amp cab bypass button, which is really cool. You know, all you got to do is, so you can do this live on the fly, I mean, if you need to. I use the pedal board mode. You have a pedal board and preset mode. The pedal board mode works great. I'm in preset mode here now, or I'm sorry, pedal board mode now. But this is without the bypass, so you know, I got the modeling on. Basically, what you can do from the pedal board mode is you can turn your compressor on. You can turn it off. You got your distortion, turn on and off. Your modulation effects, chorus. You got all kinds of effects on there. Your delays, you got a bunch of delays. Delays are really good on this. The reverb is excellent. It's Lexicon reverb. Sounds really good. Distortion pedals are really good. The compressor, that's the weak spot of it. Compressors are not all that good in my opinion. But there is a thing called a stomp loop. And what you can do is you can set a pedal into the chain here, and you can set it pre or post, and oops, sorry, and it works really good. It works great. I use the 4-cable method, which most people use with this. and it just works great. I have no problem with it, no issues whatsoever. The stomp loop is really good. It's excellent. I don't use it yet. I mean, I've hooked it up and I've used it. I have a Dynacomp compressor, and I compared the actual Dynacomp compressor with the one that's inside the unit, and I don't know. There's not much of a comparison. I mean, the pedal is much better, but the distortion, the modulation, delay, and reverb are all excellent. So from your pedal board mode, I can come over here. I got a whammy setting, and mainly, like, I got a boogie, the Fender, and I got this metal one, which I really don't use much, but it is a pretty good metal sound. And from there, you can just go ahead and control your chords, turn them on and off, just like you would a normal pedal board. Now, one of the drawbacks to this is you can only use one modulating effect at a time. So, you know, you may have this set to coarse. Now, you can change it from the matrix here, but, you know, like the compressor, I don't really use that much. You know, because, like, especially live, I don't use it at all. Well, no, that's not true. I do use it sometimes, but it's just not a really good compressor. But, like, say I wanted to maybe use this as a roto effect and have this as a coarse. You can't do that. You're stuck with it. You get your choice of different, I think it's 3 compressors, choice of distortions, modulating effects, delays, etc. But you can't, like, mix and match them, which would be ideal. That would really be good. Some of the things that I don't like about it is when you go into preset mode, when you switch patches, there is a delay. It's not much, but it's enough where if I was using this in preset mode live, I probably wouldn't use it. It's too much of a delay. I mean, I'm guessing maybe a half a second, but you know, but now in pedalboard mode there is no delay. In other words, if I'm in pedalboard mode and I turn the distortion on and I turn it off or whatever, it's instantaneous. There is no delay turning the effects off. I mean, if you can imagine how much of a problem that would be. It also has a looper, which is in the top right corner, and it's a basic simple phrase looper. I have a Digitech Jam Man looper, and I mean, you can't really compare. I also have the foot pedal that you can connect into this, which makes it a little better. I mean, it's not bad. It's okay. I mean, if you're not going to be able to use it live. I mean, you could. It's just there's better things. If you're using it live, like a duo or something like that, or there's better options for you. But it works, and you know, you can lay down some chord progressions and, you know, practice your scales or whatever you want to do, and it'll work fine. One bad thing on this unit here. And let me turn this around. Is there are no mic inputs, XLR inputs on this. You have outputs, left and right output, but no inputs. So if you want to record, if you want to use this as a recording interface, you want to mic your amp up or something like that, well, you're shit out of luck. You can't do that. But it's your basic, let me get in here. Now, the 4-cable method, which I mentioned in the beginning, you have, I mean, it spells it out right for you. You know, to the amp effects return, to the amp input. Yeah, where are we at here? Okay. And yeah, you got the return, then you got from your amp FX send, and to the amp input. There it is. Sorry. So it basically tells you how to hook it up if you don't know how to, and your guitar would go right in there. And that's about it. You got a ground lift. Got this button over here. It's an amp mixer. I'm sorry, I'm kind of, so you know, if you're going, you could set up to your mixer, which is a line level basically if you're recording or whatever, and then you can, if you're recording live, you can go to your amp. And you have your loop controller. Loop control, that's for the looper. You got a headphone jack in there, and that's about it. I'm not going to do any sound demos with this. Like I said, if you listen to the video, you can hear what it sounds like. The amp modeling is really good. All right, I should go over the matrix here. Matrix it's set up pretty. Let's see if I get a little more light on that. It's set up pretty simple, actually. You have your edit button here. Once you hit your edit button, you can go into the wah, and then here you would set your level. And then you could scroll down, say compressor. Here's your sustain button. You can change that. You know, your tone, attack, and if you go across the matrix there, you can see which ones correspond to which knob, which parameter. And you go down to distortion, and from there you can there's different distortions. You could just scroll through them, and that's about it. And then you have your store button. If you make any changes, just tap it 3 times, and it'll save it. You can do this on the fly. It's not hard at all once you get used to using it. But the X edit is the way to go. But you can definitely do this live, right from the matrix. It's not difficult. And I think that about covers everything that I use it for. But I would definitely recommend this if you're using it for what I'm doing, which is using it live, and just the effects. I don't use none of the amp simulations. I'm not a real big fan of that. But I will say that they do sound pretty good, and I have run it live through my amp and bypassed my preamp, and it doesn't sound bad. I mean, it doesn't sound bad at all. But I prefer I got a Mesa Boogie Mark V, and I don't need no simulations. I got a real nice amp, and I just need the effects, and the effects work great. So you know, and you can use it as a recording interface. They're the main things I needed it for, and it works really well. You also have a tap tempo here for your delays or modulation effects, and that works really well. And of course, you got your up and down, you know, to scroll through your banks. Maybe I'll just show one thing real quick here. If I go up, or I'm sorry, if I go down, and I click on preset 6, you'll see it says Mesa Course. And what that is, it's bypassed, and my modulating effect is a course, so I know that. And of course I have a distortion. I want to kick an extra distortion, delay, blah blah blah. If I go to another preset, this is pitch change. If I go here, univibe. So what I do is, and they're all bypassed, so I'm just using these as effects basically. And then I can turn these on and off up here, or using this as a modulator. So I can go from coarse to univibe to tremolo to detune. Then I can go up, and I got more, but and I just copied the one patch, so there's no amp emulation in there. That's all bypassed. I just set the levels so that when I switch patches, the level of my guitar live doesn't change. The only thing that changes is the modulating effect and some distortions, maybe, of course, different delays for whatever song you're doing or whatever you need. But that's the way I use it. And then I go up, and I got an envelope filter, auto wah, synth thing, blah blah blah, which I really don't use much. I'm really not big into the effects thing, but it does work. And using it the way I'm using it here is perfect. You know, there's no latency in the preset changes or anything like that. because I'm bypassing the amp. When I click that, there's the only thing that's really affecting here is the modulating thing. So there's no problem there. But definitely would recommend this. Check it out. It's not a bad piece of equipment. Alright, thanks for watching, and if you liked the video, please subscribe. If you have any questions, leave a comment, and I'll see if I can answer it for you. See you later.